Prepare for a fusion of knowledge and exhilaration where education and excitement collide.
Taking you on an adventure that expands your mind and speaks to your spirit.
I'm Master Nick.
I'm Lady Dee.
We are the Dom Life.
This podcast contains sexually explicit topics and adult content.
It is intended for listeners 18 and older.
The opinions expressed in this podcast are ours alone, based on our personal thoughts, feelings, and experiences.
We understand that others may have different opinions and experiences, and we respect that. We would love to hear from you. You can reach out to us at www.thedomlife.com. All right, so let's go back. Let's get back to why submissives submit.
Yes.
And submissives oftentimes get tasks.
Yes, they do.
And a lot of times the tasks get done.
And then there are times that they don't.
Sometimes they do not. So,
and this one actually came from one of the people that listens to our podcast and stuff. And they had talked to me about the fact that sometimes not submitting is a sign that there's an issue, and either an issue with the task or an issue within the relationship.
Yep, I can see that.
Right. So if the task is one that maybe, you want me to write a daily log, and part of that log is because you want to know what I like or what I dislike about the various things we've done or do. Say it's sexually or BDSM related. So you ask me for a log, I'm supposed to write it. And I choose the last time we were together and played not to do that. Right there. And I say to you, I'm not going to do that. Like, first you don't get it, then you ask me about it, you still don't get it, and then it's like, I want you to do this. If I don't do it, maybe there was something related to that situation.
I would think so.
That didn't make me happy. If I'm willing to do other tasks for you, but that one task.
Yeah, there was something that happened, a limit that got overstepped or a boundary that got crossed.
And a lot of times with submissives, we have a hard time being verbal. Mika was on. She is amazing at being verbal. Not everybody is that comfortable.
Correct.
As a submissive to talk to their dom.
Right.
And I think that that's one of the situations where you need to get to the bottom of it. The dominant part of the pair needs to really drill down and figure out why you're not doing a task.
Right.
I think that, sometimes it's really hard on some tasks. You and I had, in the beginning of our relationship, was to take pictures.
I had good morning pictures.
Good morning pictures. Part of it was because you left before I even got up.
Yep.
Well, I got up and I put your lunch together, and then I went back to bed.
Right.
But you hadn't seen my outfit. We weren't leaving at the same time. So you wanted a picture of me.
Yep.
You didn't specify other than I want a picture of you every morning.
Correct.
Usually I think it was some sort of nudity. I don't remember.
Nude's always the best.
But I became unhappy with my body at some point in our relationship. And those stopped because I wasn't happy with myself. I'm like, I'm taking a picture all the time. It's the same picture. Or I'm taking a picture and I'm looking at myself. That makes me look at myself. I don't want to look at myself.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right. And I had a little bit more experience at that time. I probably would have picked up on it and understood it and tried to help work through it. But I was still new. I was still learning. Everything was all still just kind of jumbled up in my head. I was still trying to put that puzzle together of how everything works. So.
And other tasks took its place. So we had other tasks that you and I have really kind of settled on as a part of our life. And even during this period, I get up every morning. Sometimes I couldn't do the lunches. Sometimes I could just get up.
The first couple of weeks, It was
Yeah.
one or two here and there that you would do them on, but for the most part, I was doing it. But then after the first couple of weeks, now you're getting back into that routine and that habit of that.
Part of it is like, it's hard when you're at home because you cannot work.
Right.
What do I have to do?
Right.
Like, so I could sleep all day, but that makes you depressed. I don't want to sleep all day. So I would get up, I get my son ready.
Mm-hmm.
He just needs to get ready. Like, I just have to just sit behind him going, okay, did you brush your teeth? Okay.
Right.
Did you take your medicine? Okay.
Right.
Did you grab your backpack? But just doing that makes me have a sense of normalcy.
Right.
So you and I created tasks and you and I created routines that are still a part of our world now. Yep. That one dropped and you didn't notice it at the time or it wasn't important.
So you had talked to me about it. And you're like, the pictures are kind of seeing the same thing over and over again. So, I mean, that was what you had given me to, talk about changing that task. And I think that's what it was, But again, at the time, I didn't think of it as there's a problem here.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, okay, cool. Let's find something else for you to do instead. So
it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, it did. It all worked out. But again, it's the part of being new and the part of still, researching, trying to figure everything out, trying to, and going back, from now, looking at it, I've seen a lot of mistakes that I've done. I've seen mistakes that you've done. I've seen mistakes we've done together.
What mistakes did I do, Master Nick? You're sitting over there just positive. I don't think
there have been mistakes.
I'm just kidding.
we both have made mistakes, but I also think from the beginning, by making those mistakes, it helped us. It helped us find a way that we can communicate better.
Yes,
that was one of our mistakes. We didn't know how to communicate with each other.
Yes,
and if looking back on it now, I think, had we had done this, would it have changed anything? I don't know if it would have or not. I think by having the mistakes and the errors and the whoops, let's try that again errors is what got us to where we're at today.
Right.
And what has made us, moving forward. If something was to happen, I know it's not, but if something was to happen, you would be more solid and understanding and the next Dom you would want to find, and I would be way more knowledgeable and experienced and would be able to do it.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, if we had known then what we know now, where our relationship would be 6 years later.
Yes.
Instead of starting at the very, very beginning and making all those mistakes and going through those disagreements and those rough times and the rough patches and stuff, how much better we would be 6 years in instead of where we're at now. And again, I know I'm not complaining. I'm happy where we're at. I know that we're good. I know that we're strong. But if we had started this way 6 years ago, how much stronger, how much better could we be?
I don't know that. I don't know.
I guess that's the point I'm trying to make.
Most relationships require struggle and difficulty in order to strengthen or break the bonds.
Right.
So it could go either way.
Right.
But as a submissive, I think that the bad times show me how good of a man that you are.
Right.
So by getting
saying.
us through the difficulties,
right,
we're strengthened. I think if our relationship were la 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 and happy and wonderful and all this stuff,
it would never be
I'm
that.
just saying, from the beginning to now, if we didn't go through the struggles we did, this struggle right here, this accident would have likely broken the relationship. If this had happened 6 months or a year in, because we were still.
That would have made it different. But if we had started, I don't think I made my point.
It was a little bit different than I misunderstood it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was saying where we started new.
Uh-huh.
You had some experience. I had zero experience.
Right.
If I had the knowledge then that I do now,
right,
how much better could we have built, how much quicker would we have built that foundation? How much stronger would we have been from the beginning?
Yeah, if you walked into a new relationship now, I get it. So if you walked into a new relationship right now, having your Dom experience, I think you would be a much better negotiator.
Yes.
You would be much more aware of the pitfalls of a submissive.
Mm-hmm.
You're not walking into it blind like you were.
Right.
So I agree with that.
Right.
I think
that's the point I was trying to make. I mean,
yeah.
Again, would it be better? Would it be stronger? Would it be different? I don't know. Do I want to go back and change it? No.
Right.
But I feel that if I had the knowledge then that I do now, I don't feel we would have struggled as much.
We wouldn't have struggled as much then,
right?
But we also built ourselves on a foundation. We built and developed that foundation, which I think is amazing,
right?
Because it puts us in a position now where when bad things happen, we've learned how to communicate through those.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely helped.
And it has, because there's been times where we've looked at each other and gone, I don't know that we're doing this right. I don't know that, so I think that works.
Right.
But I think that there's times, so as a submissive, right, that I might get upset and not complete a task.
Mm-hmm.
The whole discussion is about submissive point of view.
Yep.
If I'm not completing a task for you, there is likely a reason. If I'm too busy and feeling overwhelmed and you don't get a letter because the morning routine went off, no big deal. Routine is off. I got up late. A lot of times you'll send a message or right before I'll be like, I didn't put a letter in there because I got up late. I took a shower and I just was late.
Right.
But if you're seeing a consistent where I'm missing it once a week, now it's time to go, is there something going on with you?
Right.
Is there something in your life? Because I am very tied into, this is something you've asked me to do. You don't ask me to do a lot. So it should be done. Right. And if it's being missed a lot, then there's a reason.
Right.
And it's time to investigate.
Yep.
And I think that a lot of times, this is not just me, this is submissives. If tasks are not being done, there is an underlying reason. And if it is that I just can't accomplish it because, hey, once I get it, you had to adjust your whole belief system on communications while at work. Mm-hmm. Because you expected in the beginning pretty quick responses because I work in an office. I'm sitting in an office. But because I have a whole routine that involves my morning, I don't even look at my phone for the first hour and a half. And then I'm like, oh, no, Master Nick sent me a message. And then I respond like, I'm really sorry. Right? Because a lot of times I have it on silent. I'm not trying to interfere with my work. So it was a big adjustment that we've had, and we had some conversations. So that one was very obviously a work-related thing, and you adjusted your position on it because of that. Yep. But if it were something that's gone along all along and then stops, now it's time to investigate. Right.
And then going back to your letter, I mean, that's one good thing that now, since we leave pretty much the same time, if I get to work and I don't have a letter, but then I also remember you're running late, or this was going on, or you spilled coffee on your clothes, you had to change clothes. There was the days that I didn't have a letter, I knew there was an issue, there was a problem there. But if it got to the point of, hey, where's my letter? Oh, I just didn't have time this morning. And then, a few days later, it's the same thing. And I'm not seeing or realizing or noticing you're leaving the house on time. You didn't have no issues this morning. Yes. Then there would be some questions asked on that.
And there's other tasks that are, again, if you're told to do something and I am there's times when it's hard for me to follow what you tell me to do. Just because I'm a submissive doesn't mean we have the same mindset on everything.
Right.
So you'll give me a task and I'll be like, okay, I'm not sure I'm down for that. But because you're the dominant,
Right.
I'm going to do it. And if I don't, then it's time to talk.
Right. Yep.
So.
All right. Well, let's talk about a topic now that some people like, some people hate. It was something that we had to do for a little bit, but when a submissive is topping from the bottom.
No.
Now,
I had to.
Sometimes, and what I'm saying, sometimes it can be great. Again, going back when we first met, I had no fucking clue what a dom was. I had never heard BDSM. All the crazy, freaky, kinky shit you were saying you were into, I've always wanted to do, but I didn't know there was a name for it. So from there, you was topping from the bottom. And to some people, if their submissive is topping them from the bottom, they'll get rid of them. I mean, there's some people that take it that seriously, but through my eyes and from my opinion, again, in a dominant submissive relationship, the dominant lays out the rules, lays out the task, does all this, but the submissive is the one that has basically the final say in it.
They have the control.
They have the control.
Because
they're choosing to give up the control.
Exactly.
So if I, as a dom, don't know what you like, don't know what you need, don't know what you want, for one, you're not going to want to submit to me.
Right.
So the only way for me understanding and learning what you as my submissive wants and needs is to allow you to top from the bottom.
Well, or by providing tasks that require me to tell you different things.
Right.
I mean, that's something you did. You said, get on FET and I want you to put in.
I did, didn't I?
You did.
I did do that.
You want me to put in the things that I would be interested in,
Right.
the things that, they've got everything you could possibly want.
Yeah.
And
some
then
stuff
things
you've
you
never
don't.
even heard of.
No clue. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah. I mean, but for me,
it allowed you the
Yes.
opportunity to experience and learn me.
Yes.
And to learn about BDSM. So sometimes it may be necessary, but then if I did it now,
the story would be a little different.
It would be a different story.
It would be. To a point, it would be.
Okay.
Now, I mean, maybe you're topping from the bottom because I'm not being a good dom. I'm not listening. I'm not understanding. I'm not trying to learn more. In those instances, if you were trying to top from the bottom, it could be a different story. Why are you wanting to top from the bottom now?
So let's explain.
Is it that you're wanting to do something different that I know nothing about?
Explain a situation that a sub is topping from the bottom, because sometimes, people don't understand the terminology. So let's just explain a situation where I might be.
Let's go back to the very beginning, the very first time I held a damn flogger. It was you that was showing me how to use it. It was you showing me where to hit you at.
Right.
It was you showing me the different types of leather on them. I mean, you was
when you hit me, I would say that's not a good place. That doesn't work. No, you need to hit harder.
Right.
So I was doing that.
Was doing a lot of that until I finally got comfortable with using a flogger on you.
Right.
And then got to learning your body. So that's the one that stands out the most to me when I hear topping from the bottom. Well, it was you that taught me how to use a flogger.
Right.
And where to hit and how hard to hit and the pattern or a non-pattern. I mean, because I think there at one time, I'm very pattern oriented. I usually go left, right, left, right, left, right, and then it was you that said, mix it up. It's becoming, I know where you're going to hit next.
Right.
So it was you that was telling me that, oh, okay. I see that, don't go with the pattern sometimes,
And sometimes bratting can be a way to top from the bottom, because you are going to get an outcome that you desire, say like a spanking.
Right.
If you know that your dom tends to go towards spanking, then you start bratting, you're expecting that spanking that you wanted.
Right. And especially if it's laid out and detailed like Sir Dante and Zora's, where they have some specific punishments require this, this is what you'll do. This is the action that will be taken. So yes, if you're a submissive and you're craving that and you haven't been getting that, if you act out and go against this rule, this is the outcome that's laid out for you.
Right.
And then you get what you want.
Yeah. That's not good. I mean, I'm sure that their punishments or their balance is such that she's not going, I'm actively going to get that.
Right.
But
she does do some things to get his attention.
Yes.
To make him show his dominance over her.
Yes.
So is it bratting? Is it topping from the bottom?
Right.
The world may never know.
They never know. But there's again, I think when those kind of situations happen, it's because a need isn't being met. Right. Like you said, I don't know how to use this. I'm not sure. Plus, you are so experienced now in physical reactions to implements.
Right.
Right? So you're so good at that. But there's times where I need more at home. So we're not at the club. We're not in the dungeon. And I need that dominance. And we've had to either you have a discussion, and sometimes discussions are hard because I'm questioning your ability in your mind when that's not what I'm doing.
Right.
And vice versa. It gets really hard to go to my dom and say, you're not doming it up enough in this situation or that. So topping from the bottom by bratting at you a little bit or by, taking your hand and bringing it to my throat or whatever it may be. Right. It allows you to know that I'm not at my limit in this situation without. Green is a word that we use that to me would be almost a topping from the bottom.
Right.
Because we use the stoplight. Green means I am way good to go.
You need to amp it up.
Amp it up, baby.
You need to do better. Is usually what I hear when you say
No, what you hear is green. Yeah. and I have to say it so nicely. I have to say, I am saying this in the most polite, most nice way possible. I am not bratting, but it's green.
Right. Yeah, because when you say it the other way, I hear, all right, motherfucker, you're not doing your job.
So, all right, we have covered a lot.
Yes.
And what's the last thing on our list?
So the last thing is a certain topic that we talk about every episode. Open communication is a must and the hardest thing when a sub is not happy.
So if you're doing things that don't make me happy, if, say, you're looking to push my experiences, but you're pushing me outside of my happy place, as a submissive who wants to please my dom, it is nearly impossible for me to talk to you about that. Right. Because it is what makes you happy. If you have said to me, I really enjoy swinging this whip. It's one of my favorite things, Lady Dee. And I'm going, that's the bitiest tool you have in your toolbox. And I'm not into bitey. I'm into thuddy. Do I tell my dominant, who I love everything else about, that I don't like the whip? Right. What does that do to a relationships when it's your favorite thing and my least?
So if I sit here and tell you that the dragon tail is my most favorite
I will say
implement,
there are so many women that would love the lick of your dragon tail, Master Nick. They are out there, and I will share your ass with them. That is my. This
Right.
is one of the. This is one of the best things between you and me that
Right.
we've gotten. And it's really hard for relationships that are closed because there is only one submissive that is meeting the needs of the dominant.
I can see where that would be a tough discussion for a submissive.
Yes. And there's not a lot of dominants that are, and there's a lot of them, but the good ones aren't as easy to find. They're spread out all over the world. They're whatever. So now I have to make a choice, because it is likely, if I tell you that your favorite implement is never going to be used on me, that I just am not happy, or you'll have to figure out a way to build me up to it or whatever, that it might destroy a new relationship. So do I open my mouth and destroy something that might go somewhere? And
oh man, I mean that would be a tough predicament. But I am going to say yes. I wholeheartedly 100% believe you should open your mouth for the safety of you.
Yes.
I also say I know not every dom is like me. I know there's some doms out there that think they're way better than me. Again, that's their opinion. 100%. But for me as a dom, if I had a new submissive, the only person that I would ever play with, and they absolutely hated my most favorite toy, I would have to find a new favorite toy.
And that's why I love you.
But because as a dom, it is about the submissive. Yes, I can lay out a task, any task I want. Yes, I can put you in any position I want. Yes, I have all of this that I can do, but only because you give it to me.
Right.
So if my new submissive, if my new only submissive did not like something, I have no right to use it. Or I have to end it and find somebody else.
Right.
So it's one of those things, the communication.
Yes.
And it's on both parts.
Right.
Okay. You don't like this toy. Let's explore and see what else you do like.
And what you might enjoy
and what
as well.
I might enjoy as well.
Plus, I believe that even with those type of implements, it's just one example.
Right.
But in all the examples, I think there's a halfway point. There is a meeting point, because people can enjoy things that they hated before by having the right person use the tool. When we watch the whip scene, that's something that I would try, because that whip father was not doing it to inflict pain. Inflict pain.
Right.
He was doing it because this person wanted it, because they wanted it. And I want to give you what you want. And that is,
to me, that is the perfect dominant thing.
Yes.
And again, to your point, yes, it would be a tough discussion to bring up.
Yeah, it would be so hard because it's a new, it's new.
But in BDSM, you have negotiations for a reason.
Yes, I agree.
All of that falls under the negotiations.
But it's so hard.
When it comes to the point, I feel, I don't care how hard it is, it has to be mentioned. If there's something that you hate, you need to bring it up. Otherwise, it's going to get used. You're going to hate it. Before long, you're going to start hating BDSM. Before long, you're going to want to get the hell out of it.
I know, but if all other things are good, I'm a submissive. I'm just trying to give it to you.
Yes,
I'm laying it out.
And that's what this is. What this episode is.
If all other things line up, except for this one activity, this one behavior, it is very likely that I am not going to talk about it until it reaches a boiling point.
Right.
And that's going to suck. But I don't see a solution other than us saying, please be honest. Please talk about it. Please. Right. But we have a denial. Again, if that is something that you can't take, maybe you can open your dynamic for another person to be part of it. Or multiple people, like in a dungeon environment. Right. Because again, I want your needs met just as much as I want my needs met. Right. And that, if I took away teaching, if I took away the experience in the dungeon, if I, from the beginning, had said, I don't think that this will work for me, you would have lost something that is greatly important to you.
Yes. I mean, and you are right. That would have sucked.
So you have to think outside of the box for solutions sometimes. As a submissive, me opening my mouth and telling you, I don't like it, I don't want you to ever use it, may not be something I can do. But if I say, well, we're part of this friend group.
Right.
And that person over there really enjoys the whip.
Right.
Maybe.
Right. So let's throw this back to you, our listeners, our submissives. I want to know, what would you do in that situation? Your dom's most favorite implement you absolutely hate.
Yeah.
Would you talk to them about it? Would you renegotiate? Would you find other ways for them to use it?
Or would you just
shut your mouth and take it?
Yeah.
I want to know. Send us a comment. Send us an email.
Yes.
I want to know.
Please.
And until then, have a good week.
Thank you so much for joining us. Please follow, like, and share our podcast.
Make sure to visit thedomlife.com, where you can find pictures and other details about the Dom Life podcast. And through the Contact Us button, you can ask questions or provide recommendations for future episodes.
We want to explore your kink too.
Be sure to check out upcoming events to see where our adventures are taking us and our photo gallery to where we've been.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you had fun listening and learning with us.
Till next time, keep calm and remember your safe word.
Red, red, red.